All we do is lose, 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 no matter what.
Man, what a tough Saturday we just had.
It's been a tough weekend.
That was a brutal stretch.
Rough
But
couple days.
yeah, welcome back in to the Mittcast. We are without Tony. He is off to bigger, better things in life.
He's off to greener pastures.
But since football season is now,
We are hiring,
over,
by the way.
Huh?
We are hiring, by the way.
Oh yes. Since football season is over, we are changing up the format just a bit. We're still going to be doing a preview, but we're combining the preview and the review episodes into one. They will be posted every other week. And in the in-between weeks where we do not have the preview review posted, we will be doing a fun episode, kind of in homage to how we started, such as like logo rankings, logo tier list, jersey tier list, anything of the such. We have a few lined up for you. If you have any ideas, go ahead and leave them in the comments, though. With that being said, without our hockey guy being here, how have the Red Wings done, Sam?
Yeah. You know what my favorite thing is? Like, we made that video, Detroit can't stop winning.
Mm-hmm.
And then immediately after, like the week after that, it's just been
Yep.
L's handed out. So, I believe...
Lightning should be that first game.
Yeah,
Lightning's
will be the
first game. 5-1 belt to ass. I think it was Lucas Raymond that got the goal. Our lone goal. Damn, I lost my place. And then 4-1 belt to ass by the Stars from Dallas.
Marco Casper.
We play the Flyers tonight, but you won't see that as of time of recording. We play them tonight. How do we think we're gonna do?
I think Tony was fairly
miss me.
confident that they were gonna beat the Flyers.
Yeah.
Based off what I remember him saying, I believe we also talked about the Canadiens game,
Yep.
which he believes and felt like the Red Wings should win. Moving forward from there, though, we do have another 5 games to kind of touch on.
Alex Lyon should be back.
Actually, I take that back. We have 6 games to talk about. They travel back to LCA. God,
Yeah.
This is hard without Tony, but they got the Tampa Bay Lightning here on the 25th, and they got the Kings at home on the 27th. That travel to Edmonton on the 30th of the month, and
Canada road trip.
a little Canada road trip, and then
From Canada.
then they got the Calgary Flames on the 1st of February, the Canucks on the 2nd of February,
Let's go.
and the Seattle Kraken on the 4th of February. And all those games will take place from the time that this video comes out until the next preview review comes out. We're going to have to come up with a better name for that. Preview review, that's a mouthful. Tongue twister, even a little bit.
Dude, just combine the two. Preview. Wait.
Wait.
Never mind.
Just put a P, 2 R's.
Without our hockey man here, this
Call it per.
Per.
this little road trip looks kind of tough.
Yeah, looks scary. I do know the Canucks are going through a little bit of a losing spell right now.
Yeah.
As a belt to ass spell, I should say.
The first
So hopefully that's
Well,
even.
the first 3 games after this episode comes out are going to be the tough ones with the Lightning, Kings, Oilers, and then you got some teams back on your level in terms of standing wise, points wise. So yeah, with that being said, I would venture towards saying that you are aiming to want this team to go
500.
500.
Yeah, probably.
It's going to be tough.
Yeah, I think that should be when we play Edmonton. Connor McDavid should be back in the lineup. So
Yeah, hopefully just get 6 points out of that stretch.
yeah,
Hopefully. Hopefully.
yeah. Hopefully, let's get something out of it. Hopefully, we can take at least if we take a loss, we take them into overtime. Get a point out of it. I would enjoy
Hopefully.
that. Hopefully.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But yes, if you want better insight on the Red Wings and what's going on with them, TikTok is not dead, so you can go back over there. Tony has been posting game recaps after each and every the Red Wings home game, or not home games, just games in general.
Yeah.
With a little skit added to the front, which some of them have been. Damn, yelling out there. But some of them have been pretty funny.
The belt ass one was really good.
The one with TikTok coming back, that was a good one too.
Yep.
That being said,
However, if you delete TikTok, you might be shit out of luck. That shit's not on the App Store yet.
really,
It's still gone. Yes. It's like Flappy Bird.
it's Flappy Bird.
It's just like Flappy Bird, bro.
I heard they're trying to bring Flappy Bird back.
Damn, my iPhone 5C is now worth nothing.
With that being said, let's swing on over to the Detroit Pistons
Swing the
and just swing around to a different locker room in LCA. Colby, how was that playoff push that we were kind of talking about? How has that been going?
It'd be alright. I mean, since when did we cover the Pacers last episode?
We cover them.
in the review. Preview.
We did. Yes, yes,
Did
we did.
The preview.
Yeah, we did the preview. For them.
That's what I'm saying.
Let's talk about
Cover
them
in the
now.
preview.
We had a guy that was there.
Yeah. It was a hell of a game. I enjoyed it. I will say
Didn't win, so it doesn't matter.
LCA, it wasn't rocking.
Wasn't?
No, it was quite empty from where I was sitting. I'm like, damn. Like, I didn't have to wait in line for a beer. Granted, I was upper bowl, but still, I'm like, I figured I at least have to wait for one person.
And it was a Thursday night too.
Yeah.
So that can kind of
And
play a
it's
factor into
NBA
it.
regular season. And it's
Yeah.
the Pistons.
But then the next game also played on Saturday. This was the first game to start the triple header for Detroit sports teams. The Pistons took on the Suns. Fortunately, they also kicked off the losing streak of the day. The Suns 125, Pistons 121. And then KD unfortunately was able to then go to Ford Field and watch that catastrophe. Anyways, then last night, as of when we're recording, the Pistons took on the Rockets, beat them 107.
That wasn't even last night. That game tipped off at like noon. I got the notification
Really?
that they won at like 3 o'clock at work. I said, they were playing in the middle of the day?
Oh shit! Yeah, wow.
Oh, he had 2.
Wild time.
It's a wild time.
Wild time
for
wild.
a weekday.
Yeah, for a weekday game. Who was even there? Because that's also in Houston, so that's 2 hours behind. I think it's an hour or two behind from where we're at. So that's either a noon
Yes,
or
that's
1.
noon in Houston during the work week.
Well, I guess it was MLK Day.
Well,
Maybe
I had to work on MLK,
College
so.
students.
College,
Or just any
government,
school student.
government students.
yeah.
But with that being said, as of when we're recording, there's one game that we'll miss in the time that we're recording to the time it goes up. This video goes up. And that's Pistons in Atlanta taking on the Hawks. And then following the rest of the schedule, they will travel to Orlando to take on the Magic on the 25th. They will travel to Cleveland to take on the Cavs on the 27th. The Pacers on the 29th. Then they come back home to take on the Mavericks on the 31st of the month. And then 3 more games in February that we're going to talk about, and that's hosting the Bulls, hosting the Hawks, hosting the Cavs. Another brutal stretch for
Yeah,
a
this is
Detroit
not
team.
Yeah, I mean,
Optimal.
those last 3 games. I mean, it is a homestand, but
Yeah, but
how much is that going to affect?
I mean, they
Good.
probably beat the Bulls, lose to the Hawks, Pistons.
they play the Hawks twice,
Yeah, they
so
probably
probably
lose that.
split. We can say split.
Yeah.
I think they'd split.
I think they can beat the Magic in Orlando.
They also play the Pacers twice, so I think that's another split.
I think the Cavs sweep us.
I think the Cavs do sweep us, so that's what, 2 and 4, and that leaves Mavs, Magic,
I think we beat the Magic.
and Bulls. Mavs, Magic, Bulls.
think we beat the Bulls. I think we lose to the Mavs. So 4-5.
4-5.
Yeah.
That is.
I mean, that's about probably on par for what this team has been doing this season, unless they pull an upset or two
We put them
throughout
at
this.
26-26, which is kind of what they've just been sitting
Yeah,
around 500.
they've been 500. It's looking less and less likely that the Pistons are going to be able to make that push for the 4 or 5 seed. Because the more you sit around and just staying 500, the harder it's going to be to push for it, because these other teams are also going to start pushing to be better than 500, and so the 5 seed will end up being like 4, 5, 6 games above 500, and then it's really hard to be able to get that climb out of that hole that you have set up for yourself.
I will say, at the game I was at, the Pacers away unis, they looked like the old school Taco Bell cups.
Oh, shoveling the snow outside my door. That's what's going on.
Yeah, like they just look kind of goofy. Like there's like a, I don't know. I just got the vibes of the old school Taco Bell, with like the blue and the purple lines on it. You know what I mean?
That's not.
I do know what you're talking about.
Talking about the cup.
Yeah, the cup.
That was in Taco Bell.
What's it Taco Bell?
Taco Bell did have the squiggly lines cup.
Well, that's not what you're thinking. That's a gas station.
Oh, so generic.
Yeah, that was a gas station.
Oh.
It wasn't Taco Bell.
I thought it was Taco Bell.
It was Taco Bell.
Rip. You know how bad my childhood was if I don't remember where that cup was.
Pretty sure it was a gas station.
Talking about this,
Yeah.
Taco Bell did use it, but
Yeah.
it's also just a generic. Yeah, because Taco Bell's used to look like.
Bring back Spaceship Taco Bell.
Anyways, Taco Bell. Getting hungry thinking about it. Because it is, as when we're recording, Taco Tuesday. With that being said, we got some Michigan sports to talk about.
Boo.
Coming off a split doubleheader between Michigan and Michigan State, where the home team won both games. Michigan won in Ann Arbor. The Spartans won in East Lansing. But looking forward from here on out, the next 2 opponents the Michigan Wolverines are going to be taking on. There is
2 coming up?
2 opponents, but 4 games.
Okay.
Just with how they do it. If it wants to load. The phone likes to be slow sometimes. Here we go. Maybe. Oh, okay. Here we go. Traveling to Wisconsin Badgers. They will be taking them on the 24th and the 25th. And then on the 31st and the 31st January, 1st of February, they will be hosting the Penn State Nittany Lions. Based on my knowledge, the Wisconsin games are going to be tough. You're looking to probably squeak one out. If you can sweep, that's awesome. Just don't lose both. Penn State should come out sweeping that.
I mean, I said that last time, but when it came to Michigan State being a butt.
And that's because it's Michigan State, buddy.
Shut up.
I
I prepared statements for the Michigan State game. I only prepare the Michigan State side. But
on the flip side, hold on, Sam. We'll let you get to your Spartans in your time. We're still on Michigan. We got some Michigan men's basketball to talk about. They just previously took on my ESPN. Look how weird this is.
That's how mine is too. That's why I was like, wow, I was just staring at my phone. Because like, you got January 15th, January 19th, January 9th, January 12th, January 3rd.
I used to use the official website.
So the last
we're talking about basketball.
Yeah, basketball.
Michigan State
Last 2 games Michigan has played have gone to overtime. That being in Minnesota, and then home against Northwestern, which we did talk about in previous episodes, how hard it is or Minnesota is a tough and tricky place to go to. And then on the flip side, how pesky Northwestern can be. On in the Minnesota game in overtime, Michigan tied it, and then Minnesota basically hit a half-court buzzer beater to win it in overtime,
Ooh.
and that was rough. When I watching that one live when that happened, and I was just like, well,
Well,
what else can you do at that point?
yeah.
And then in terms of the Northwestern game, I did not watch it. Bad moment on my part. I was still sulking in my feelings from what happened the day previously, as this game took place on Sunday. So I did not watch it. I just kind of laid in bed
Depression.
watching Talladega Nights, the interview, and a few other movies.
The Interview is such a great movie.
It's pretty underrated, but going back to Michigan, the next handful of games they got upcoming is they travel to number 11 Purdue.
Rip.
They host Penn State on the 27th.
Gary.
And then in February, they travel to Rutgers and then host number 15 Oregon, ranking
Potentially
pending the
scary.
change. With all that being said, Purdue is always a really hard place to travel to. That is their sport, their basketball school. If you want to call them that, they haven't won a championship, so
Basketball school.
basketball school who don't won basketball championship.
They're just an engineering school, man. Just
Yeah,
they build.
I'm
They
gonna
make
go.
training.
I don't think they'll be Purdue, but who knows? Hosting Penn State. Penn State's been on the up and up the last few years. They're
They gave us hell. You learn about.
they're not a bad team. They're not necessarily a great team. So that should be another interesting battle. Another good test to see where Michigan actually lies in Dusty May's first season. Are they the middle upper ground of the Big Ten, or are they more true upper ground? And then traveling to Rutgers.
belt ass.
Yeah, it's Rutgers. The saying "it's Rutgers" applies to just about any sport.
BJ.
And then hosting, as of now, number 15 Oregon, going to be a huge matchup. I believe the first ranked matchup in Chrysler this season. So I imagine place is going to be rocking, and I think Michigan will pull that one out, honestly, regardless of how some of these other games happen to fall.
What's Michigan ranked right now?
21st, 14-4 record. The games that they have lost, I believe, the 4 games that they've lost, I believe, is by a combined 5 or 6 points.
Oh, that's not bad.
It's with the 3, so it was 3, 2, 1, and 1. So doing the math, that's 7 points.
Yeah.
I feel like that's right. And then on the women's side,
The Wolverines.
Wolverine.
They played Washington, beat them. Played Rutgers, beat them. They traveled to Minnesota. Again, Minnesota's a tough place to play. Should be a tough one. I'll let Sam talk about it a little bit more. But we got Michigan State coming up on the 25th. And then they travel to Wisconsin on the 29th. And host Oregon on the 2nd. And travel to Nebraska on the 5th. It's a tough stretch. I'm just gonna be real. I could see them coming out with only a win. But on the same flip side, I could also see them not losing a game in the stretch. That's because all these teams are kind of in that upper tier of women's college basketball, but not to the elitist of tiers. So I feel like anything can happen in this range. So 1 win or 5 wins, completely all possible in my mind. Gentlemen. How have the Spartans been doing?
The Lartons.
The Lartons.
The Lartons. You'll start off
Ready
with the
for some
Lartons.
So, review. Took on, don't know how, but I spelled it Illinois. Put an unnecessary O in Illinois. They put in work. BTA reciprocated them. 86-68 dub. Notable stats. Taryn Hollick, 26 points. Grace Van Sluten, 24 points. And Julia Arielt, 12 points. And I just got some more stats. 0 lead changes. throughout that game.
Right.
Michigan State took the lead and never looked back. We also had 26 points off turnovers and 32 points off the bench. Illinois made 0 threes.
Tough. Get better. Low.
They were 45% from the field, and in the second quarter, they made 4 of 10 free throws. Not going to win a game like that. They did have 3 players getting double digits of points, and one player get a double-double. That was a Bosco stick. But you're not going to win when you have 8 points off the bench. Going into, the 25th, got U of M on Big Ten Network. Here's some reasons why I think we're going to win that. We're 100% at home, winning at home, but it's an away game, so that doesn't really factor in, but we're still over 50% away. I'm confident that we'll win, though. We do have
100% at home, but we're on the road. I love you.
We're also 75% from neutral sites. I was just looking through this page and I was like, holy shit, this is a neat stat. I had to throw it in there somewhere. But after Michigan, we got Oregon on the 30th, Northwestern on February 2nd, and then I think that's about it. And then we got Michigan after that, but you're going to hear that in the next preview.
In the next preview.
Yeah, both opponents in the coming up are not ranked, so kind of like our chances of 2-0. Kind of liking them.
I like it, he says.
I like it.
Anyways, let's talk about real basketball, men's basketball.
Whoa.
Yikers. Sorry, when Caitlin Clark's your best player, and your only good player. Okay, I'll stop before you get canceled. Anyways, Michigan State. 2 games to review here. Penn State. I told you this game was going to be close, probably. I mean, they were like a middling team in the Big Ten, and they made it close. 90-85, the Spartans survive. Woohoo! Main point scores, I wasn't able to watch this game, so I can't give you too much context. Jaden Aiken, 16 points. Trey Holloman, 10 points on the starters. And then coming off the bench, Frankie Fiddler finally finding his groove, 18 points. Team shot 47.1% from the field, 26.1% from 3. So shot definitely getting better. But when Purdue shoots 52.8% from the field and 41.7% from 3, you say, how the hell did they lose shooting that well from 3? Well, I'll tell you. It's a turnover difference of 4. Penn State 14 turnovers, Michigan State 10. Michigan State had 27 points off of turnovers.
Holy shit.
Penn State had 13. That makes a huge difference. Michigan State with 4 more assists, 4 more steals, 1 more block, 4 more rebounds, 3-4 percentage, 83.3 to 76%. So, I mean, overall, it was a very even game. Penn State never led this one. The largest lead that MSU had at any point was 12. So, Spartans kind of took control, maintained control. Got a little scary at some points, but handled business. And then, and all you Illinois fans are all butthurt on Twitter. I dare not start an argument with you guys because you guys are fucking horrendous.
This is true.
Yeah, the fouls on KJ, probably a little ghosty here and there. However, I might sound like a Chiefs fan when I say this, don't put the game in the refs' hands. Pretty fucking simple. I mean, refs are going to be refs. Find a way to win without bothering the refs. Pretty easy, simple. Yeah, their star freshman, KJ, only played 9 minutes because he fouled out that fucking quick. But leading point scorers for the Spartans, Trey Holloman having a great fucking season. 17 points. And then just kind of a handful from everyone else, frankly. Frankie off the bench, 11. Cohen Carr off the bench, 11. The rest of the starters, 9 for Jeremy, 8 for Jaden, 8 for Kohler. Yeah, this was definitely the hardest game by far. KJ fouling out probably does make a pretty big difference for the Spartans, but you can't act like the rest were only on MCU side here when your fouls lead to, where are they? 20 to 20. Each team, 20 fouls.
Yeah.
And Illinois only had 1 tech. That's it. That's the only difference right there. No flagrants. No ICMF flagrants. None.
I got nothing to say besides Illinois basketball fans are some of the most obnoxious fans.
They are ridiculous.
No one likes orange anyway.
Total turnovers, MSU had 8 turnovers. Illinois had 10, but we only had 4 points off of turnovers. They had 10 off of turnovers. Total boards, only a 1 board difference between us and Illinois. Illinois won that 41 to 40. Field goal percentage, 43.1 versus 42.4. 3-point percentage, 30 versus 20.8. Free throw percentage, 77.8 versus 63. Maybe if you want to win, make your fucking free throws. Sorry.
That helps. That does help.
I mean, it's just more team ball by an Izzo team, which is what we've come to see a lot from this season. If the starters aren't making it work, someone usually comes off the bench and plays. It does worry me that maybe we don't have an alpha dog coming up into the NCAA tournament, and I just sit here and be like, we don't need an alpha dog to win. We're fine. We're fine. So anyways, let's look at the games that we got coming up. I believe it is 4. Yes, it is 4. So to end off January 25th, this Saturday, day after this comes out, we head to Rutgers. It's Rutgers.
Sam wasn't ready, so I did the visual for the belt to ass.
They're 10-9. I mean, they're not great. So GG, lol. And then to end off January on Tuesday, the 28th, Minnesota waltzes into Michigan State. I like our chances in this because it's not in Minnesota. When you play at Minnesota, it's just that much harder. They're saying 9-9. Obviously not the best team in the conference, but they are a dangerous, dangerous home team. And then starting off February 1st, a Saturday, we head on over to our little California road trip, taking on USC, who is sitting at 11-7, kind of middle of the pack of the Big Ten again when it comes to conference standings. I mean, these are going to be kind of difficult games with these California teams. You got UCLA on Tuesday the 4th, sitting at 12-6, same thing, kind of in the middle.
They're weird. They were weird when I was watching them for when they played in Michigan. It's just, I don't really know. It's weird.
Michigan State does sit as the number 8 team in all of the land currently. Still have not lost since the Jim Maui Invitational. Are currently sitting at, what was it, 16 or was it 18-2? 16-2. Undefeated in the Big Ten. The only team left undefeated in the Big Ten.
We're still up there.
It's okay.
Sam, the hockey team.
Spartan hockey. I will kind of get into the little bit of the Michigan side as well. So, game 1 against Michigan. 3-2 overtime. Michigan win. We had Michigan State side. We had Carson Dorwart and Joey Larson, both with a goal and an assist. They assisted each other. At U of M, you had TJ Hughes, Garrett Shifsky, and Will Horkoff.
I like Shifsky. That's a fun name.
I believe it was Shifsky that got the overtime dagger. And then, the next day, what was it, the whiteout game?
Yeah.
We put belt to ass.
Wear white. That's what they called it.
Yeah. We put belt to ass. Michigan didn't get a goal until the 3rd period. It was Matt Baskell with a goal. Charlie Strammel with a pair and an assist. Shane Vansagai, 1 goal. You may be wondering, I haven't heard Isaac Howard mentioned today. Well, you're in luck, because he got a hat trick of assists.
Damn. Bro,
He was
they're
shelling
distributing.
out the puck.
Slapping that rock.
Where's Tony? When, what was the last episode when he was like, Isaac Howard's the only guy that scores goals for you.
Yeah.
Where is he now?
Get fucked.
But also, that wasn't the most interesting
Nah,
thing.
he'd just be like, he'd sit there and be like, yeah, he's the only one who gets points for you guys. Assists are points.
It's not the only thing interesting about the last game. Let's talk about the penalties. Now I'm just looking at the box score. Unfortunately, didn't get to watch them. Do you know how many penalties there were?
We had
we had it up
for
for
the
a
simultaneous one, or I guess what Tony was explaining, the incidentals.
Yeah. There was...
Those are the only ones we saw, I'm pretty sure, from when we started watching to when we had to stop.
There
bit.
was,
we only watched like the first 5 minutes of the game.
there was 8 from Michigan State and 13 from U of M.
Somebody's 30. It's kind of
7 minors and 1 misconduct from Michigan State. 10 minors, 2 majors, 1 game misconduct,
Jesus.
and a disqualification.
Oh my god!
What did we miss?
So
In your head,
some of these
rent free.
some of these penalties were mutual. It was there was one that was Luca Fantilli and Shane
I think that was the one we
Vansagai.
watched.
Well, that was
Yeah.
a cross check.
Yeah,
Yep,
That
that's
one.
the one we watched.
Josh Iernes
Oh shit! It
and-
happened again.
and Tanner Kelly, they both got a roughing. And then at the end, it was Jacob Truscott and Maxim Sturback. I don't know. It uses characters that are not in the English lexicon.
Damn, that what a word he just pulled out of his ass. Lexicon.
Lexicon?
I've heard. I know what lexicon
That's
is. but
what
damn.
led to the Michigan State misconduct, I believe, and the game misconduct and the DQ from U of M. There was a check to the head, and then it was all just like listing the same thing. So I'm assuming someone got bonked in the dome, and that caused some sort of scuffle. Then it with
Kerfuffle.
kerfuffle. So yeah. Up next, Michigan State has Minnesota. Ranked number 4. We got them on the 24th and the 25th. The 25th is coincidentally Star Wars night in Munice Arena. And then after that, we got Ohio State, ranked number 9.
They're good at hockey.
Wait till you hear this. So the standings have shuffled around a little. You got Boston College at number 1, Michigan State at number 2, Western Michigan at number 3,
Damn.
Minnesota at number 4, OSU at number 9, Michigan at number 10,
So they stayed number 10.
and then slight shuffling. And then Quinnipiac, who remembers them from last year in the Frozen Four? They're number 15. Last year, the Frozen Four tourney, all the teams except for Michigan Tech are ranked. Michigan Tech is nowhere to be seen.
Tough losers.
Was it a one-trick pony? Probably, actually, guaranteed. But yeah, that's all I really got for you in the hockey spectrum. Should
Well-
be fun. We got some good Big Ten hockey coming up here, folks.
I think it's just about time that we talk about it.
The elephant
Do we
in
have
the
to?
room. As Leslie.
That's funny. Do we have to talk about
Washington
maybe we should
Commanders,
keep it to ourselves.
45. Detroit Lions, 31. Lions had 521 total offensive yards. The Commanders had 481. Passing yards, the Lions had 320. The Commies had 299. Rushing yards, the Lions had 201 rushing yards. The Commanders had 182.
You look at that and you're like, how the fuck did the Lions lose?
Then we get to the fact Lions turned over the ball 5 times to the Commanders 0. Looking at some of the more individual lines, Jared Goff went 23 of 40, 313 yards, 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions. Then on the rushing side, Jahmyr Gibbs, 14 carries, 105 yards, 7.5 average, 2 touchdowns. Montgomery had 7 carries for 28 yards, 4.0 average. Receiving side, Amon-Ra had 8 receptions for 137 yards, no touchdowns. Gibbs had 6 receptions, 70 yards, no touchdowns. Laporta had 6 receptions, 51 yards, and a hell of a touchdown catch. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do want to say before we get into breaking down the game, it really does feel, and it's very disrespectful feeling. It's a very hurtful feeling that it really did feel like Ben Johnson, you had one foot out the door and you did not give a fuck about this game. Aaron Glenn at least fucking tried. He's still taking interviews. He didn't take a job 2 days after being eliminated. He also doesn't know who's going to be on staff like you, but whatever. Teach their own, I guess.
This
Get BTA twice a year, bitch.
I would agree. It was an all around. I don't understand. I still am sitting here. I said it in the moment after the game was over, but this just feels, the more I play it back, the more I don't understand, the more I'm also thinking, and the more it feels like Michigan versus TCU to me all over again. Just, it doesn't make sense. You were averaging, as a team, we're averaging 8.7 yards per carry. I think
Jameer was averaging 9 at one point, and you got away from the run.
Yeah.
Why the fuck do you get away from the run?
You have, well, okay, so I'll go back. Let's go drive by drive real quick here. Play by play. First drive, 3 and out, punt. Cool, whatever. You're a little rusty. You're coming off of the bye. I get it. I honestly expected that. I even looked at Sam. I said, we're going to come out slow, and that's fine.
Yep.
Then the Commanders have 8 plays. You force a turnover on downs, and you get the ball, march down the field, score a touchdown. Then the Commanders get the ball, have a 10-play drive where they kick a field goal. Then, first play, you find Sam Laporta for 14 yards, and maybe I'm looking at this wrong. You okay? Oh, wait, was this a kick out of bounds? No. What? This doesn't make sense. The play-by-play is not making sense. Anyways, 3rd and 1 on Washington 17, inside the red zone, with not arguably, the best offensive line, the best running back duo against the 30th worst run defense. You need 1 yard. You have 2 attempts.
Fuck it.
What do?
5 wide.
Empty backfield.
5 wide, bitch.
Don't even. I would be completely fine with you stepping back and throwing the ball there. At least make the defense think that you're gonna run the fucking ball.
You have Monty back there, your best pass blocking back. And it makes sense for him to be out there on the 3rd and 1. They're gonna think it's a fucking run if Monty's out there 3rd and 1. And he's also your best pass blocker. So if you want to pass,
they're gonna run commit.
No, but
they pull the part on the line.
No, but let's go fucking empty backfield. It makes no sense. And what happens? One offensive lineman gets beat, and Jared Goff gets the ball stripped, and it's a fumble. Instead of going up potentially 10-3, or even 14-3.
That was on Glasgow. I'm kind of ready for Glasgow to be out of Detroit at this point.
You fumble the ball. And then Washington marches down, scores a touchdown. Then we answer with a touchdown. They answer with a touchdown. It's a 17-14 game. Jared Goff overthrows his intended target. It gets intercepted. Gets returned for a touchdown. That happens. This is the one gripe I truly have with the refs in this fucking game is why is our quarterback not protected? When in the game that took place 2 hours before, an hour and a half before, he is getting breathed on, and you guys are throwing the flag on the other team. Meanwhile, our quarterback gets a helmet launched into his head, and there is not a single thought about
the tent for
anything.
Concussion.
Yeah.
No flag.
Evaluated for
no New York ringing down going, hey, we got to eject that player like with Brian Branch. There was nothing there.
Yeah, that's just
I get the way the defense played that Washington likely probably still goes down and scores a touchdown. At least give our defense a fucking chance to make the stop. And also, you would let Jared Goff to be able to be evaluated and come out and be on the field the next drive. I get we go and score a touchdown, but still, it's just the principle of everything.
Well, so if that flag flies for roughing the passer, because that's what it would have been. It would have been roughing the passer because you're aiming for the head neck area of the quarterback. That's then our ball.
Yeah.
The pick doesn't matter. It's our ball.
Yeah.
And it's an additional 15 yards.
Yeah.
So Glasgow, letting the guy get through and going 5 wide on 3rd and 1, and that flag changes the entire game.
Well,
That's a
and
huge point swing.
So
for
then
us.
we had the Teddy B drive, and we go and score a touchdown in 3 plays.
Shout out to
Washington
Bridgewater.
goes down and scores a touchdown. It's 31-21. We get the ball back just under the 2-minute warning. We're like, cool. We can go get points. We'll be in a good spot.
Then this is where Goff fell.
And then Goff on 1st and 10 on Washington's 29 with 35 seconds left forced the ball into the end zone where it got intercepted.
Completely overthrew
Cool.
Jimbo.
It was there is still a half a minute. There is only 30 yards. Why are we forcing a ball down the middle into the end zone when you do not need to do that? That's another 3 points right off the board. So if based on the fumble and this interception, the game could have been tied going into halftime.
I mean, I do kind of understand why they would go for the long throw, because it's like, oh, they have a minute and a half.
Because Jared Goff was concussed.
I
He
understand.
100% was concussed.
Yeah,
There's
I
no
understand
way he
the
wasn't.
the why of why they would consider that, but it should have been considered, but it shouldn't have made it past the. Oh, that's a decent idea, but let's just go with the simple option. Like, you can't necessarily pull out all the cute shit.
Well, talking about cute shit, let's get
Yeah.
into that. So, come out at halftime. We force a 3 and out. Washington punts the ball. We go down, march down the field, score a touchdown. Washington goes down and scores a touchdown. That is fine. We are right back to a 10-point game. But just cut. Excuse me. Wait. Yes, right back to a 10-point game. You just got this.
Fundamental football.
You can get a stop. You just got to, or, bounce a ball. Get lucky. What do? Let's take the most reckless, the most probably egotistical guy on the team. Let's turn and go, boop, and hand him the ball and go, hey, throw it. Hey, air that bitch out. Yeah. That play call, that play, I'm putting 60 to 75% of the blame on the coaching, and the rest of the blame is on JMO. You have to know the type of player, the type of person that JMO is.
Yes.
He wants to make the splashy play. He wants to make the flashy move. If you give him the opportunity, he was going to take it no matter what.
Yeah,
But JMO also has to realize the fucking moment, and if there is a DB within 5-10 yards of Gibbs, you just tuck it and run and try to make it back to the line of scrimmage.
Which you probably can, because the
Dude,
dude's
he
fucking
is-
electric with his feet.
he is. I mean, I get the play, the concept of the play. Be like, oh, who the hell thought JMO was gonna throw it? I sure as shit didn't. But also,
But
why
also with
would
the
you
lines,
let him?
Like, if you still see a guy running a route out there, like Gibbs is so far down there that they're like, has to be a pass. He's not even trying to block anybody for him.
Yeah,
Because otherwise, Gibbs should have been back at the line of scrimmage almost looking for a guy to block.
yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, you catch him by surprise, but a DB's going to be like, that looks like a route to me. He's going to go fucking follow him.
Yeah,
Like Mikey Sanders still did.
if I were Ben Johnson, I would have put Monty in JMO's position, because he was a quarterback in high school, so he kind of knows how to read.
Any of the other guys that we've already have had throw the ball. That is the first time we've had JMO throw the ball.
Yeah,
We've had Amon throw the ball. We've had Monty throw the ball. We've had Panay even throw the ball.
Well, he didn't throw it. He
that
tried.
was supposed to be.
He was supposed to.
Except, he took a sack. Hasn't
But,
allowed
like-
a sack, but he took a sack.
At that point, you were getting cute when it is
Yeah.
just not the time to get fucking
It's-
cute. That if the score was a reverse and you're up 10,
Fuck it.
do it. I don't give a fuck. But you're down 10 at home. It's do or die at that point. And at that point you were just right in your own grave.
Like, if you were gonna do a trick play there, fucking hook and ladder. That's
Yeah, it's proven to have worked twice.
it has worked plenty of times. Fucking throw it to Gibbs, have him pass it to JMO. Fucking gone.
But
Like,
after the interception, Washington went down, scored a touchdown. We went down, only able to get a field goal out of it, which then led to the final score of 45-31, because in the final 3 drives, Washington went down, missed a field goal. Then we went and had the final turnover of the game, and Washington then kneeled it out.
Yeah.
It's just sickening. Like it's so frustrating.
We also didn't mention Meek breaking his arm essentially in the first play of the game too.
Yeah,
That definitely didn't help.
it didn't help. I think partially that probably took some of the wind out of the sails of the defense.
100%. Because it's like, they're like, oh yeah, we just held Minnesota to without a touchdown, and that's our fucking dude there.
And
They're
then,
like, we're so down. You're like, but we got this. And then all of a sudden, that dude that just fucking pretty much helped will your defense to a win, other than Alex Anzalone, you're like, fuck.
Yeah.
And you see Kendall Vildor go out there. You see, I don't know who the fuck else, because Emmanuel Mosley didn't play, Ennis Rickshaw didn't play. We fucking, Khalil Dorsey broke his fucking foot.
I don't even.
So, I don't, who even was out there? Was it Maurice Norris?
I think it was Maurice
Norris. Oh,
Norris.
Jesus, fuck, dude.
And plus, when you throw, 3-4 interceptions?
Goff threw 3, but the
Yeah.
team threw 4.
When you throw 4 interceptions, that defense isn't getting the rest they need.
No.
Like,
like-
that also helps take so much wind out of the sails.
Yeah. Washington was doing the right thing with the long, drawn-out drives. Keep that defense tired.
Yeah, I get 2 of those interceptions. Well, there's the one at the very end, so that one it doesn't really matter.
Yeah,
I think it was also on 4th down, so it could have just as easily been batted down, and
Yeah, I
the
think
same situation would have happened. And then the one at halftime doesn't fully take the wind out of the sails. It takes it out of the whole team, but not the defense in particular.
And it's one of those, quote unquote, fuck it.
If you would have ended up winning the game, you would have looked back at that one right before halftime. You would have gone, okay.
Whoops. That doesn't help the passer rating. But yeah.
I don't understand. It should have been the lesson after Houston of Jesus Christ. We got fucking lucky turning the ball over 5 times in a game and somehow winning. And I felt like the team just got a little sloppier with the ball as the season progressed.
Yeah, it was. I don't know when the game day vlog is gonna go up, but I said at the end the previous losses and the win in Houston, they were like a kick in the ass. Like, hey, shit has consequences. I feel like this game was actually a kick in the dick, kick in the teeth, whatever you want to say.
And it'll never be easier. Just take a look at next year's schedule. We are not getting 15 wins next season. Not with that road schedule. We are not winning every road game again next season. We'll probably win every home game because the home slate looks pretty easy. But
That's for next episode.
In Baltimore, in Kansas City, in LA, in Tampa, Cincy, Philly.
For sure we go to Dallas again, too.
No, we host Dallas.
Oh, thank
Jesus
God.
Christ. The amount of...
We go to the Commanders.
Well, FedEx is a dog shit stadium, so...
It's a dog shit stadium, but still a good team.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't really have anything else to talk about with this game. It's just frustrating, disappointing.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find the outlook in the bright spot, and by telling myself that we're in the 3 progression that Michigan just was in, and that it went underdog to upset to champion, and that's what I'm just trying to convince myself in.
Well, just look at all the guys still on the roster, which is literally all of our best players. So.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, the only bright spot I see is we completed this season's revenge tour. So now we got next season's revenge tour.
About the revenge tour.
I know. That's the only thing I can only bright spot I can see.
But with that being said, we appreciate you spending your time here with us. Leave us your comments, your thoughts, your feelings, opinions on how the Red Wings, Pistons, Michigan State, or even the Lions' final game of the season went. Make sure you're following us on TikTok, Twitter /X, whatever you want to call it, Instagram. We do have a Twitch. Make sure you are liking, commenting, subscribing, but most importantly, make sure you are hitting that bell.
Hit the bell.
We'll catch you next time. We appreciate you being here.
Sad
Fuck you,
here.
Ben. Piece of shit.